Hello. Hi. Okay. Sorry. I just about came on with my messy bun hair, and yeah. Sorry, I'm late as usual. I was distracted, but also, um, I kind of we're not doing a lesson, ground lesson tonight. So surprise. So I thought, oh, I have all the time in the world. Surprise, she did not have all the time in the world. I will check the things, and then we will get right into the quick planning and the MockISH Checkride. Where's the turtle? I have lost the turtle. Oh no, hang on. I have found the turtle. Okay. And doing the thing. There. Hello, you have to rub. I thought you would say hello. No worries. Understandable. Glad to see you. I do. I keep meaning to not be this late, but you know, things happen. So, ha ha ha. But yes, I hope you're well. And hope to see you again soon. And hope, all the good things. Up at 4 a.m. Okay, sounds good. Well, sleep well until then, and I hope whatever you got going on goes well. So yes, and thanks for stopping in. I think the things are working. That goes on. And then we do, this is not where I want it to be. I almost forgot my iPad. So prepared. But yes, it was like, oh, I don't need anything today. I'm currently working on, as I'm getting the things ready, instructor responsibilities and professionalism, which is a great way to start it. And that ground lesson, and it's not where I want it to be yet. So we're not gonna go over it yet, because that will be a disaster. Not that we don't do those, but flight instructor practical test standards for airplane, going straight to oops. Oh. I gotta learn how to use this properly. Okay, so immediately to, oh, I can shut this off too. I'm so good at these things. All right, Dice Turtle is ready. We are ready. I won't be able to see chat for a little bit. Bear with me as I put the notepad up. Oh, I have to actually put the notepad up for you guys. Where is it? Notepad. There it is. Perfect. Boom and a boom and a boom. Oh gosh, I can't see anything. What is the deal? Okay, so I don't know why that is in there, but oh, because that's yeah, okay. Not doing that. La 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 la. Takeoffs and landings. Dun dun dun. 1 of 3. Boom. 1. Normal and crosswind. Yay. / oops. Crosswind. And again. 2. Short field. And I have decided, I guess, hang on, let me look. Normal, slip to a landing, go around, short field, soft field. Okay, so I think we're just going to do 1 through 4, and slip to a landing / go around will be, ooh, you know what? We'll do 1 through 3 and 1 through 3. I'm gonna add a thing. So we're gonna do out of the actual landings, and then we'll do slip to a landing, go around, and power off 180. We'll do one of those each time as well. Haha, I've decided this right now. I mean, yes, 5 is number 2. So normal, short field landing. If that made any sense whatsoever, I apologize. Short field. Boom. That's a 5 again. 2, that's another 5, and another 2, and a 4 is a 1. So normal and crosswind. Oops. And the extra will be slip to a landing, go around, or power off 180. 6. Power off 180. Why do I do these things to myself? Because we have to practice. Power 180. Power off 180. Or maybe we don't do this tonight since I'm so late. 5 for fundamentals of flight. There isn't one. 5 once again. 3 straight climbs and climbing turns. Oops, that's not how you spell turns. Performance maneuvers. 1 of 2. So even is steep spiral. And Chandelle lazy 8. Boom is the lazy 8. Ground reference maneuvers, including, in addition to 8s on pylons. Boom. 1, 1, 1. Rectangular course. Didn't we just do that one? Well, apparently I need work on it. Yes, I do. Course. Slow flight stalls and spins. Boom. Power on, power off. 4 is even, so power off. You can see this, right? I hope so. Yes, okay. Sorry. Just checking. All right. So got our power off, and then our demonstration stall is a 6. Useless. 1. Power on, power off. Cross-controlled. Perfect. Cross-controlled. Oops. Because I did go over last lesson, right? Yes. Yeah, yes. I have no sense of time anymore. 6. Only one I didn't need. 6. For the love of God. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turns to headings for our basic instrument maneuvers. And as usual, we will be doing the emergency approach and landing simulated and our systems and equipment malfunctions. Fire in the engine thing. Yeah, that. And again, until I figure that out. And post-flight procedures. Yay, done. Excellent. Boom. So there is that. Again, we may not do the power off 180. Depends on how long the rest of it takes. It's small, but you're looking at it from your phone. I'm sorry. Hello. I should figure out a better. Here. You know, no. I thought I had a and hello, how's it going, by the way? If I didn't say that. Let me. I thought I had a larger a larger notepad. You'll be back on your PC in a bit. I'm good. Sounds good. Okay, sounds good. And it is. It's just we're just picking out the things that we're gonna do, and then we will just go and do them, and then we will go over them again. Speaking of, actually, we did not go over last time with our checklist check thing. So I guess we could go over that quick as well. So yes, it will be small. Let me see if oh, nope. Cancel. I could just make it bigger. Hang on. Da 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 da. There. Is that a little bit better? Oh, it's not because you can't. I didn't switch it. Sorry. There. Do I need the big one anymore? So this is what it does. So I guess if I go like this, and I go like this, and then like this, then I could go like this. But I don't know how well. Oh, I don't know how well that really works, though. I will. I'll fix that. I'll make it look better and be larger and more visible and stuff. But for now, it is. We'll just quick go over which ones we're doing again. So for our takeoffs and landings, we'll be doing normal slash crosswind, as well as short field for both. Yeah. Normal and crosswind and short field for both. Potentially a power off 180, we'll see. Fundamentals of flight, we'll be doing straight climbs, climbing turns. Performance maneuvers, steep spiral, lazy eights. Ground reference maneuvers, eights on pylons, rectangular course. Slow flight stalls and spins are power off for our proficiency stall and cross controlled for our demonstration stall. Basic turns to heading, or basic instrument maneuvers, we'll be doing turns to headings and emergency operations, emergency approach and landing, as well as system and equipment malfunction, engine fire. So yes, a little better. I will make a better display for that. But for now I won't go through that technically stuff and make you guys watch it. So there, that is that for now. We will pick where we are going. I can actually take that off now. Boom and boom. All right, let's see where we're going. Let's pick ourselves a delta. Looks like it's yucky over there, so we'll go somewhere over here. I see a wee blue, and I don't like the wee blue. Bum, ba-da. There's one. Sergeant Bluff. That sounds like fun. Was that oh no, there's mist. Okay, sucks. Yes, maybe. Yeah, sure. How's that? Yeah, maybe. It says it's cool. Wait. Okay, I'm confused. Bloom is mist. Oh. Because fog. Shoot. Let me think. I need to Google it now. Because fog and mist are both based on visibility. Correct? So mist visibility is mist and fogs used to determine are terms used to describe low visibility caused by water droplets suspended in the air. Mist is a term used to describe visibility of greater than 1 kilometer. Okay. So there is stuff, but the visibility isn't really affected, I guess. Okay, interesting. Plan. And we will look at the airport diagram. Oops. See if there's anything. Ooh, we have some hot spots. Well, first, looking at the weather. What is my favorite maneuver to do? Oh gosh. Hello, by the way. How is it going? From the right seat or from the left seat? I like doing all of them. From the right seat, I'm still working on actually getting them proper like, but um I've always liked steep turns. I like, you know what? I actually like spins. Spins are fun. I enjoy the spins, and my instructor doesn't very much. But I did. I had a lot of fun with that. Don't get to do it that often. Meaning at all. But yeah, those are fun. Other than that, ones that I can, like, I guess, actually do. Performance maneuvers, probably the lazy eights. Stalls, probably, well, power off stalls. I do kind of like the demonstration stalls when I can get them right. Um, yeah. What about you? Oh, thank you for the follow, Protein Pick Mix. I appreciate it. Good choice. Spins are cool. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I did. I had a lot of fun. The first time I went with my one of the owners of my home airport, and he's an insanely good pilot, and it was a great intro to it. And it, I don't get motion sick in the plane, but I did kind of get a little bit during that time. But then we would switch on and off, like he was showing me them, demonstrating them to me, and then I started to get a little bit, so then I would take control over, and then having that control helped to alleviate that, and then he would start to get a little a little bit so then he'd take control again. So that was an interesting experience. Chandelles are pretty fun. Yes, those are as well. I haven't done a good chandelle in a while, again, because I've been practicing from the right seat. But yes, I do enjoy those as well. Your instructor did it, not you really, but you'll do it eventually. The spins, yes, absolutely. Um, so were you just doing it for funsies then? Cause yeah, that was something that I was looking forward to, was the more aerobatic things, and yeah, finally getting to those was fun, and it was not disappointed. 88 Romeo Echo Zulu checking in. How's it going? Tower. Oh gosh, I'm Tower. 88 Romeo Echo Zulu Tower. It's going quite well, and yourself? That's not proper terminology and phraseology. Best best maneuver: telling the first officer to do the walk around in JFK on the 727 at 3 degrees Fahrenheit at 6 a.m. Oh no. Best maneuver for whom? How's it going? Good to see you. Yes, excellent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would love to do spins more, get really, really comfortable with that, and just kind of be able to do that. The again, one of the owners of my home airport, he said he just likes to do them once in a while, just to kind of, well, for fun, as well as to kind of just keep that proficiency up. So, yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll get there. I play VATSIM now. I I won't be. I have I love to. I love doing VATSIM. However, we are practicing for my IRL Checkride, which is basically waiting on the date of it. However, I have a lot of stuff that I want to continue getting done first, so it can get pushed off as long as possible. So since we're just doing kind of playing around more, not a real like A to B flight. We're not doing VATSIM right now. I miss it so much. We will get back to it, but it is not this day, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Um what were we doing? We were checking weather. So, Kilo Sierra, uniform. My mind went a different direction with that one. Uniform X-ray. The 31st at, it is very small. 0352 Zulu. Automated. Oh, wait. 0352 Zulu. What? Oh, isn't the top one a METAR? 31 at 0352 Zulu. it seems not correct. Hang on. Am I missing something? It seems like it's late. Or not. Oh, I have to get rid of. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I have a different flight plan in here that I kind of want to keep in there. Sorry. Weather. Yes, this one I have the 31st at 0452 Zulu. 4 statute miles and Bloom. We may do we just switch it to clear or should we pick a different spot? Doing okay there, just returned from St. Augustine in the KA. Oh god. I should know that, shouldn't I? Googling. Frantically Googling. In the King Air. Okay. Sorry. Well, that sounds like fun. Was it fun? I hope so. That's awesome. Tower, you're doing pretty good yourself. Glad to be in my airspace. Glad to have you in our airspace. I mean, 88 Romeo Echo Zulu. Glad to have you in our airspace. And other such things. That's funny because it's serious, but not really. I feel like the Unicom stuff can be a little less serious. I've had pretty just good professional experience with the actual controlled stuff. So yeah, I like the balance that it what's the word? That it strikes. What up? Not the plane yet. It will be. We're deciding whether we need to switch airports or if we're just gonna go clear skies or we're just gonna send it. But yes, what is up with you? Good to see you. Any flying today? Oh yes, we are potentially going to Kilo Sierra Uniform X-Ray. However, we may need to switch it up. I'm not sure. We'll see. Seeing college, but yay, and NFL playoff games. Nice. That sounds excellent. That sounds very fun. Well, I'm glad you got to do that. Do you have more trip plans as well? Or is that it for a little bit? You're gonna be in the 16. Like the F-16. Is that a thing? Oh god. I'm sorry. Sounds good. Yes, we will see you. We will be on US East, I think. Also, yes, completely fictitious number made up to practice comms with. Perfect. Sounds excellent. Yes. Going to be asking your school for all your tickets saying you can take your Okay, hang on. Going to be asking your school for all your tickets saying you can take your A&P test soon. Oh, okay. So timeline? Congratulations and further congratulations in advance. That is awesome. That is very exciting. Oh, are you feeling good about it? That's awesome. So this is I guess not quite correct. It's an hour late. But it's 09er 03 6 statute miles, Bloom, clear, -2 degrees Celsius, -3 degrees for our dew point. Altimeter 3012, remarks AO2 differentiates precipitation, sea level. I almost feel like we need to not. Or do we just go on clear skies? Like, kind of just want to go on clear skies since we've already kind of committed. 3012 remarks AO2 differentiates precipitation. Sea level pressure is 1021.1 millibars. Temperature is -2.2 degrees Celsius, -2.8 degrees Celsius for our dew point. And that is it. So 90 degrees at 3. It's basically almost calm, but we'll just keep it in mind. We're likely going to be using 3-1. Let me do the math. Yes, 3-1. 3-1. And we have to be aware of our hotspots. So we're going to be starting here or wherever else I decide flippantly to park. Oh, we got lasso procedures on here too. Look at that. Well, dang it. Do we have that easily available here? Takeoff minimums, alternate minimums. I can just look it up and let you guys know. So we're here. Sorry, that's going to be happening. So we're here. And they'll have us taxi. Maybe they'll have us boop onto Charlie. Boop onto Charlie there. Then we'll have to taxi on Alpha. Hotspot 1. I'll read about that one on here as well. And then we'll continue on to Alpha. I guess be aware of... Oh, yes, we need to be aware of golf in case anybody else is coming here and thinking that whatever's wrong with... Or, yeah. Whatever the issue is here, if they fall prey to it. So, yes, we're just gonna stay here because it's got a lot of interesting things. Hotspot for the... I'm not gonna say it like that. I'm sorry. Here. All right. So hotspot 1. This area is not visible from the tower, so be aware of that. Hotspot 2. Taxiway Alpha near ARFF building. Airport rescue and firefighting, I think. Building and taxiway golf are not visible from air traffic control tower. So just not visible. So they can't let us know if things are issues and stuff. So yeah. So being aware of that. So we're expecting Charlie and Alpha. Also check our lasso procedure. So runway 13, sorry. Yeah, 13. 13, we're holding short of this runway, 1836. And instead of 9,002 feet, we would, oh, well, technically we're probably not going to get that because we're not landing that way, potentially, maybe. Wait, 09 or 0? Was it not? Oh my gosh, did I just completely mess that up? Oh, silly. 09 or 0. What does this weather say? And this weather says 100. I don't know what I was thinking. It is 13 is what we will be doing. Sorry. So let's make it more difficult. Charlie, let's go Charlie. Charlie Delta cross runway 1836 and then Alpha to there. Sorry. I am going to be honest. I'm not entirely sure what back means. But yes, we'll figure out our taxi once we get there. We might even just do Delta cross Alpha, do Delta, and then take off there because we have to do a short field takeoff anyway. So yes, went over our hotspots. We were going over our lasso, so we might get a lasso for 13, so 1836 instead of the 9,002 feet. We would only have 5,400 feet to land in, and we must land before that if we accept a lasso request from ATC. Awesome. Excellent. Good? Yes? Thoughts? I'll get the stuff ready and I'll get the plane going, the sim, that thing going. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. This goes over here. Boom. And Microsoft Flight. Okay, all right. Going back up while the sim is getting up. You've flown with me before around Halloween when you were in the F-22. Oh, okay, cool, excellent. Well, hello again. Good to see you and good to have you flying with us. It shall be most enjoyable, I hope. I'd say try to keep up, but I will be in the 152 as per usual. Oh, I already miss Halloween. I always miss Halloween. I do want to do more haunty stuff this year, but we'll see. We'll see where things are at that point. Running out to Deer Valley, Arizona. Nice. Then PSB at the Air Museum in February. Nice. That'll be really fun. Basically in May, if all things go good, you can take your airframe. Once you get the other 2 tickets, you can do your general written and all of your power plant stuff as soon as you can schedule. Okay. Yay, so it's coming. That's awesome. And then do you have like what is it from there then? Know how I linked you to the Sporty's test prep thing? Yes, you kind of went ahead and dropped the dough for the proper grad school stuff. Okay, nice. And even if your actual CFI doesn't use the curriculum, it will definitely lay the foundations for the CFI. Yes, can further knit together. Yes, absolutely. That's awesome. Well, and yes, the actual ground school stuff I assume is going to be incredibly helpful. Yes, generally overall. So yeah, that'll be excellent. And have you started going through it then? Oh no, you can't see the end of the runway? We will. We'll have to turn on the clear weather. Thank you for the pie wrap. Oh gosh, that is up. This needs to, what am I doing? This needs to not be there. And this needs to, yes, be there. Boom, boom. As per freaking usual. Ah, sorry. Most charming. I'm sorry. Thinking of going to a workshop at a local EA group meet workshop of homebrew builders. That'll be cool. I was just with the, what is it called? The instructor responsibilities and professionalism thing. They go into organizations and stuff, participating in that and making sure you're up to date on all the things. So that's an excellent thing to do. Your spawned invisibility is about 2 to 3 miles. You can't see the end of the runway. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll miraculously clear up. Oh, back is barrier for seriously, for snagging military planes. Not a civil thing to worry about. Oh. Beret. Barrier arresting kit. Okay, that sounds good. I will not worry about it then. Hang on. Boom. And a boom. Keep changes. Apply and save. Go back. Excellent. All right, let's see what's happened. Oh no. There. Okay, sorry. Get a job turning wrenches on airplanes. Excellent. Probably GA. Nice. Do you have you been networking and stuff, or do you have leads and such? Or are you gonna see about it when you get there? Been through the first 10 vids in the getting started chapter. Nice, tons of information, and every other vid or so has a small quiz of like 5 to 7 questions in the vid you just watched, and each quiz batting 100. Very nice. Sounds like an excellent start. Time set to 3:56 p.m. Oh, okay. I mean, it's looking good here. Oh. Okay. Okay, I get what you mean. Oh, no. I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, wait. Real time. Say goodbye to the pretty stars and such. Got it. Got it. 3:56. We might need a little bit more time than that, so I'm going to put it back this way a little bit more. Oh, and then we got to do the You know, some people had some jobs lined up if you didn't get into the school to get your AMP as well. Oh, okay, sounds good. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing where it goes. Oh gosh, what am I doing? I'm fixing this disaster. There. Perfect. You do have the plans for the Afford a plane. Might be thinking of slowly gathering the kit for it and making your own Part 103 plane. That is an undertaking. And I hope it goes very well. You're on the 3 1. Oh, for date wise. Yes. Usually I just go like the day before, whatever the time actually is. So are you saying if I go like, can't I? Oh, it doesn't let me. Oh, yes it does. Wait, it keeps there. Neither are very good, I'd say. Is that ice? What on earth? That's probably not good. What the heck? We may just have to go clear because this is not helpful for what we're doing. What is up with my repeller? I'm so confused. Yes, okay. When you go, you're going to see who you need to talk to about an Eagle flight. See what you're getting into from the hot seat. That sounds perfect. Now move the day. Foggy seat. Yes, it is. It's both days are not. Oh, is that you? I mean, it doesn't look like what you're supposed to look like. But I'm guessing that is potentially you. Hello! Oh, and I guess for anybody else, we'll get that thing in there. Boom. And then I'll pin it, and then we will get to our pre-flight. Pinned. Perfect. I guess I could have put US East. You're in the 16, right? I am. I'm sorry. Because is that one that I would have to buy? I think we're just gonna go for clear skies now. Is there a way to de-ice me now? Bam, bam, bam. Wait. Maintenance. Darn it. Ooh, exterior. Trimmed. Oh. Pitot cover. Is that... Stop. Is that the rudder trim tab? Because I kind of want to mess with it. Okay, wait. I should probably look first. Oops. Okay. I did not know that we had that option. Okay. So what happens? Just do it a bunch so that we can actually tell. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do that. That might be a terrible idea. You're gonna go sneak around? Sounds good. We will. I'll stop messing around here. I'm sorry. See, it says you're in an F-16. Sounds cool. All right, I'm sorry. Control the space and there, and then bring this a little bit so that I can. Okay. Hello. There. And there. And there. Oops. There. And oops. There. Okay. Control the space. Check our breakers. Good. Excellent. Amazing. All right. Did the thing. All the things. So, hobs. Master. Pitot nav. Beacon. Taxi. Landing. Remember, the flaps are there. Outside. That is on. As is that. That looks on. And that looks on. Grasp the pitot tube. Feel that heat. Check the fuel levels. And turn it off. Oops. And then we would dip the wings. Hello. That's not the correct button. And by dip the wings, I mean fill them up. And then we drain a little bit of fuel from each wing. Make sure that it is the right color. Blue can hold it up to something white. Make sure there's no sediment in there or any bubbles of water at the bottom. And then we drain a little bit of fuel from here as well. And then we check our oil, make sure that that is at about 5. If it's at 4.5, we'll add half a quart. If it's above that, then we'll be fine for this flight. 4.9, that's good. Okay. Shoot. Shoot. And shoot. And boop. Methinks I'm bending the fixed tab of metal on the rudder with vice grips. But I couldn't see it. That's exactly what I was thinking. So I didn't. If I could have seen it, then I would probably test it. But as for now, I don't want to be messing with that while we're hello. Missed it. I'm sorry. You were too fast. Which is a good thing. But yeah, at some point we'll play around with that. Yes. Did all those things, and now we check our static port, vents, pitot tube, drain hole, fuel vent, stall horn, leading edge of the wing. Lift up on the wing a little bit, make sure that the wing is connected, view the tire from this distance, check our screws, wiggle our rod, check our connections here on the flap, wiggle the rod, make sure there's no leakage on the tire, antennas, make sure the fuel caps are on. Check our elevator connections, rudder connections, lift up on it a little bit, antennas, trim tab. And then, chicken, you can do the other side. Let me make sure I can do it myself as well. So, check the tire, flap connections, wiggle that rod, aileron connections, wiggle that rod, lift up on the wing, make sure that's connected, check the tire from there, and then check the leading edge there. Vents, leading and trailing edges of the prop, exhaust port, air intake, make sure that's clear. Nose wheel has proper clearance and looks good. And then we go ahead and check our little checklist, which I should probably get off of my iPad and put on here so that I can pop it up on there. Where is it? Where have I put it? Oh no, I haven't put it in here yet. Hello! You sound awesome. So, fuel, sorry. Fuel, control lock off, master on, flaps extend, pitot heat, lights, fuel gauges, master. Fuel quantity, quality, cap drains, vents, engine and oil, propeller, air intake, exhaust system, surfaces and controls, pitot and static ports, gear, tires, brakes, antennas, ties, shocks, tow bar, final walk around. Then we do ourselves our final walk around. Boop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop. Oh, actually, sorry. We can boop a doop a doop a doop a doop. A doop a doop a doop a doop a doop. A doop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop. Excellent. Get in the plane. Then we fuel is on. Trim for takeoff. Circuit breakers. Bada-la-la-la-la. We checked them earlier, so they should be good, but we'll check them again just in case they're being sneaky. And then we... No talking during takeoff and landing. Oh, goodness, sorry. Seatbelts on at all times. Exits out the doors to left and right. For now, make sure they're shut and locked. Badoom. Badoom. If we lose power on the rollout, we'll stop on the runway. If it is below... if it is after takeoff and below 1,000 feet, we'll land straight ahead. If it's above 1,000 feet, we'll consider turning around, landing back on the runway, or just landing straight ahead. Maybe smooth jawed. Okay. Would that be a better option than a not smooth jawed vice grip on the rudder? I guess do you have to use a vice grip on the rudder trim tab? You told me you're going to be sneaky. You are surprisingly sneaky for being a very loud and cool sounding aircraft. Says, I was instrumental in slowly growing passion for flight. Yay! That was my evil plan. It is. I'm so glad. I will say as well, I did not start out, I didn't have a background interest in this. I only got the spark for me was at an air show in 2017, and then as the years passed, it was just like, oh, I guess maybe I'll do that, something. Hey. You are sneaky until you're not. What up? And then I got into it, and I have I have loved every minute of it, apart from the hard parts, but at the same time, I would rather be doing that than anything else. So, yes, it is. I love aviation. I'm glad that I've gotten into it. It's one of those things where I wish I would have earlier, but I'll take what I can get. And I'm happy to share it with other people. So I am. I'm glad that you're getting to that point as well. And you're stuck now. So enjoy it. Install the high performance mod like your school and just fold the rudder over. What does that mean? Why are you folding the rudder over? How many hours do I have on this bird? On this particular bird? I think, shoot. I thought it said somewhere. Oh, it says, remind me at the end if you're still here. I think I'm coming up on I think I'm coming up on 300 hours in the sim. I would have to check the specifics for this aircraft in the sim. It's probably about that. I haven't done a whole lot of flying in other aircraft. Okay, so circuit breakers, brakes, pedal test, and then there. Avionics are off. Autopilot is irrelevant. Carb heat is off. Beacon goes on. Prime it. Badoomba. Badoomba. And then we mixture full rich. Throttle is slight. Clear left, right, ahead, and back. Clear prop. Whee! Did a couple of those practice quizzes and found many a question that you had thought you got right was wrong and wanted to know why, so it caused you to look into it deeper. Yes, that is. Those... I remember one of the first... Again, that law of primacy, the ones that stuck with me, was... Can you use flaps in slow flight or something? And I think I put for my answer, like, yes, as long as it's only 10 degrees. And I was so confused as to why until I recalled that we had just done that lesson. We did a slow flight lesson that week or something. And I was like, oh, that's why. So I definitely get that. And that is good. Looking up the reasons why, not just memorizing what the answer is and everything, but actually using it as a study tool to gain better information. So yeah, very nice. And you have a proper OG E6B and a VFR kneeboard. Nice, nice. And been learning how to use them correctly. That's awesome. The more you practice, the better you get, and the better you get, the better. So very nice. I'm happy to be hearing that you're just plugging along with it. Oh, avionics. Do. Boop. Oops. Click and a click and a boom and a boom and a boop. Oops, wrong button. Flaps go up. Good. Nav lights. Taxi. Weather. Oh. Okay, we'll quick go back to live oh, yucky. Just to look at the METAR, and then we'll go back to whatever it is to clear. Kilo, Sierra, Uniform, X-Ray, the 31st at 0452 Zulu. Yay, it has updated. Yes. Automated 100 degrees at 6 knots. That's what it said on my thingy. 4 statute miles. Bloom for mist. Bloom is French for mist. Otherwise, people use baby rain, which is also awesome. Clear skies. -3 degrees Celsius. -4 degrees dew point. Altimeter 3012. Remarks AO2 differentiates precipitation. Sea level pressure is 1021.0 millibars. I do not know what I stands for. 1000. I won't even hazard a guess. My first thought would have been like icing or something, but I have no idea. Temperature, -3.3 degrees Celsius, -3.9 degrees dew point. And clear skies we go. Oops. Yeah. Excellent. So we are at 29902. For our standard pressure for our clear skies. Does that jive? $10.98, so $1,100 about. Perfect. All right. It in fact jives. We will go for 1-3. I think clear skies has 270. I think the wind is like 270 or something. But we're just gonna be okay with it. Or maybe it doesn't have a default? I thought it did. Huh. Not sure. So. Oh, okay. You've been doing 1.5 mock flybys. Nice, nice. Hopefully we'll be able to see them when I'm not so heads down. Apologies. Just upgraded your E6B from cardboard to metal. Glad to see another OG E6B enjoyer. That's awesome. Seriously, a kneeboard thing is amazing for something velcroed on with an elastic band. Makes a surprisingly rock solid writing space. I didn't even think about that. I don't have a kneeboard. I just have the iPad that attaches to the yoke, which is also awesome. But that would actually be nice. I thought about getting an attachment for mine where it can turn into a kneeboard, but I haven't jumped the gun, or not jumped the gun. Whatever that is. I can't remember what that phrase is. Might upgrade to electronic E6B later. Just one of those that prefer to learn first on analog equipment. Fair, so you both understand how to use it and can use it if your electronics die. That is a very good way to do it. You're so triggered you don't understand the logic of QNH and altitude. One day the QNH can be 1006 and another day it can be 990, correct? Yes. If changing the QNH also changes the altitude reading, then how do pilots know their correct height? Let's say a mountain is 1,600 feet. How do you know for sure you will fly above it and not hit it? Does your confusion make sense? Yes. Okay, so when you say QNH, we do the this one instead. The reason that you're switching it to that pressure is so that you do get the correct height. So, okay, hang on. I will try to do this in a way that just give me a second. I'm gonna try and do it properly. Hello, by the way. How is it going? So okay, so that's why I was switching the pressure here, right? And it gives me I put the pressure here. And that's why I said, does it jive? And it gave me the correct elevation for the airport. So if you have the correct pressure setting, you will have the correct altitude, the correct actual altitude, because it's taking into account that different pressure setting. I'm not sure that made sense. I hope it did. I hope it. Whoa! Sneaky, sneaky. You use yours when you're sim. Nice. Ooh, ooh. Yes, I have tried attaching this. It doesn't really work that well for me. So kneeboard might be easier. Might want to Google the altimeter function, how it works. Yes, yes. Turn around, yes. Did you? I finally noticed you. Yes, I hope that kind of made sense. It would be easier. I haven't practiced that explanation, like those explanation things, in a while, so I apologize for not having a better one off the top of my head. But yes, there's a lot of good resources on the interwebs that will give you like a better visual and easier to understand. Always have a backup. The prepper in you is always, if you have 3, you got 2. If you have 2, you got 1. If you have 1, you got none. Yes. Friend instructor told me that once. I was being a little bit sassy, and because we were going on a night flight, and I had my my red flashlight, and I thought that he didn't have one, so I was like, oh, I got one and you don't. And then he pulls out his red flashlight, and I was like, okay, fine. And then he pulls out another red flashlight, and he said the same thing. If you got 1, you got none. And I was like, oh, okay. Gosh darn it. Hello, what is up? The plane will be soon. We are not yet. However, we're getting there. How about you? What is up? Yes, basically the mountain is at 1,600 feet. The way the altimeter receives data is affected by the barometric pressure and therefore must be calibrated to ensure it reports the correct altitude reading. Yes. So yes, the reason why you're changing the altimeter is, yeah, so that you get that correct altitude reading. Missed the runway incursion lesson the other day. No, I still have it on YouTube. You're finishing up that very same lesson now. Excellent. Yes. How is it going? Yes, I think it went quite well. I got some things to think about from my peeps here. And then I was able to present it to Friend Instructor, and he gave me some good stuff as well. And yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling pretty okay about it. Oh gosh, I always forget I have to lean this one out. Shoot. So yeah, so that one I think is pretty good, pretty solid. So fingers crossed. I have a couple things to adjust, but hello, how are you? Good to see you. Redundancy will keep you alive is why planes have 2 magnetos independent of the engine. If one goes, you have another. Yes, exactly. You just have to add stuff about non-towered airport operations and low visibility. Very nice, very nice. Can I ask how you kind of organized it a little bit? I mean, if that's too broad of like and complicated a question, I apologize. Okay, so we're taxiing. Actually, sorry. Hang on. As per our runway incursion avoidance lesson of last time, we will do our planning. we are going to 1-3. We are, oops, I have to turn this thing on. New. Boom. Okay. There. So we're going to go Charlie, taxi to Charlie, then to Delta, cross runway 1836 at Delta, and then we will go straight on to Delta. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll do our run up there. Yay, that sounds perfect. This is an excellent idea. Why is it so... Hello! I was going to say, why is it so bright, Ducky? Greetings. Hello. I believe that there is a nose wheel in my tail. Does that make it a tail wheel? Okay. Taxiing. But the mountain will always be at 1,600 feet, yes. So imagine we park on top of the mountain and set the QNH. It might read an altitude of 1,750 feet one day and 1,500 feet another day, meaning we are inside the mountain. Does that make sense? You'll be forever confused. The reason... Okay, so again, you are setting it... Okay. Here. So we're on normal standard pressure for 299 okay? And we're at 1098 for our elevation, and that is correct. That is what it says on the on our sectional. So if we go to what our actual weather is currently, live weather, our altimeter goes down. So technically we'd be in the ground, right? However, we have to set our altimeter. Current pressure is 3012. So we set our pressure to 3012. And we are back at the correct elevation of 1098. Does that make sense? So again, the main thing is you are setting the altimeter so that it is the correct elevation or altitude. And then again, we went back to a standard day of pressure 299 but since our altimeter is still set to that 3012, it's showing higher than what our elevation actually is. So we set it back to our 299 and we're at our correct elevation. That makes sense? And you won't be confused forever. It will. It'll click. It'll click at some point. It does. It's confusing. Hello, Ducky. It is confusing, but it'll click at some point, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, excellent, yes!" And you'll look back and you'll be like, "I got through that." Started out with what an incursion is. Nice. Dangers. Yes. And some examples like Tenerife. Excellent. That's I think exactly kind of what I did. Suspect unless there is a reporting barometer, your indicator won't be 100% accurate. Right, which you believe why charts indicate a minimum safe altitude, so if you're a little off, you'll be fine. Yes. Then continued with a structure that you think makes sense. Yes, but you guess that's what you kind of have to get used to. You do. It is. That's why just do it. Just go through it. It will get easier. I did my first... I started out trying to do PowerPoints I started doing a PowerPoint when I first started doing lesson plans, and I just could not get it. So then I switched to the whiteboard things, and I was able to get through those. And then now that I did one PowerPoint, and it was like, oh, okay, I kind of got that. Then I did another PowerPoint. Okay, I've gotten a little bit better at that. And now I'm able to just kind of... I had a moment of... I kind of know... I'm getting an idea of how I will like to do things. So, yeah, because what I did for the... we will get in the air. What I wanted to do for the instructor responsibilities and professionalism, I've been using Ben's lesson plans, and that lesson plan for this task for the instructor responsibilities professionalism didn't have like a full sort of a layout. So what I did is I took the PTS for that and I laid it out on the slides how I kind of thought I might like it. And then I went through the chapter in the Aviation Instructor's Handbook and I put a bunch of info in there while sort of organizing it a little bit. And now I'm going back through and really revamping, reorganizing, and adjusting to make it a proper flow. So it is. It's so much. It's gotten easier. I'm still working on it, but you just gotta do it, and it'll keep getting better. Density, altitude, and action. Have to set the altimeter because air density will have an impact on indicated elevation. Yes. First thing Sparky had you do is do a dive into his learning density altitude. Excellent. Yes, that's a good one. Can't wait for it to click. Thank you for helping. Yes, absolutely. And definitely again, hello. Thank you for the follow. Okay. Sir Genghis Khan 65. I appreciate it. I apologize for myself. We will be getting in the plane. We're getting there. I'll quick run through this and then I guess we could put, no, we're gonna, hello. Thank you for the follow, Melvin Fart. I love it. Appreciate it. If you are, okay, thing is, if you are, again, I am a CFI in training, but I am not an actual CFI, so disclaimer below, anything that you take away, any information or things that you take away from here, make sure to talk to an actual CFI or some other more what's the word, reliable, competent source. But yes, happy to try to answer questions, but definitely always get it properly verified. And good luck with the learning as well. Yes, you're doing PowerPoints also, but it's a lot to go through. It is, but it does get easier, and then it doesn't get easier, and then it gets easier again, and then it doesn't, and it's a great trip. But I do think PowerPoint is better just because you just get all of the information that you're really gonna have on there. Be able to kind of go off of it just like a little bit, not too much. Don't depart too far from your PowerPoint, but enough so that you're not just like reading it directly off of it. But yes, because I tried to do my, again, whiteboard lesson plan things, and after not practicing for a while, I forgot things that I had down at the time, and that was annoying. Hello, how are you? PowerPoint has been around a long time, and it sure helps keep you on task and organized. I kind of wish I would have stuck with it from the beginning, but I did. I guess I needed to do a little practice in a different arena, but now we're back here, and again, I'm getting better at it. And there's so many different like things that you can do with it, and I'm finding all these different things, and it's been fun. Full aft takeoff. Yes. I had to think back. I'm sorry. Look into density altitude. Yes, what it is, how it works, will help greatly in understanding conditions change, and so must your barometer setting. Yes. Want to hear a full aft takeoff with a restricted lift. Can you pause? Are you at the end of the runway? Let me get kind of over there so that we can actually see it and hear it. And then I will read that as well. Oh shoot, I'm supposed to be, hang on. We were supposed to be going by Delta, hang on. So, oh, we were supposed to do our practice taxi clearances. We'll do our practice taxi clearance in a bit. Oh gosh, oops. 100,000 miles per hour. Okay. Or RPM, sorry. All right, yes. Do the thing. Air traffic services can give you the nearest altimeter setting. Yes. Charts can show you the minimum safe sector altitude for your area, which allows 1,000 feet clearance of highest obstacle. Whoa, 1 second. Is it 1,000? Isn't it technically 100 or 200? Holy! Oh my gosh! That is frightening and amazing. Oh, wait, hang on. Minimum sector altitude. Cuz are we talking about the maximum elevation figures? So slightly off settings are okay, you'll be safe. Yes. Now temperatures also can affect the accuracy of the settings. Oh, you're super cold. You're right. There are tables to help you adjust for that as well. Always learning in aviation. Yeah. That one was one that when I was doing instrument training, number one instructor brought up as something that came up on his Checkride. So I did end up looking into that a little bit more. So you did a full afterburn takeoff with a restricted climb. That was sweet. You'll climb there, sit there. Yes, it was amazing. You'll be RV. Okay, sounds good. An airliner with a short field takeoff trying to clear an obstacle or something. Yes, it was amazing. Okay, so we so we did not cross our movement boundary area line. We were in the non-movement boundary area line, so technically we can go wherever we wish on this side of the line, making sure to not run into anything and be courteous to other people taxiing. So then before we cross onto the controlled areas, our movement areas, taxiways and runways, we must get our clearance. So we contact ground. I don't remember where we are. Sioux Tower. Sioux City Tower. Sorry. Sioux City Tower. Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1 at the GA ramp with Alpha. Oh god, I forgot to... Ready for taxi! West VFR departure? Sorry, east. Oh my god. East VFR departure. We'll go with that. Do we want that? Yeah, East VFR departure. Sounds good. Sounds good. Why not? Then they come back and they say the things, and then we say the things back. Runway 13 via Charlie Delta. Cross 18, hold short runway 13. Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. All right. So we are crossing. Oh, and then I'll turn these off for now, so I'm not cheating. We have crossed the movement boundary area line. We get ourselves on to make sure that we are actually cleared. Get ourselves on that center line. Oh, get that thing on. Okay. It's terrible. I still, my brain still does not want to be on this side. Oh, okay. Coming up on Delta. So we look. Looks good. Okay. Oops. And we were cleared to cross. If we weren't sure, we would stop. We would inquire. We would query ATC. Sioux Tower, Sioux City Tower, Cessna Hotel, Tree 1, Delta 1. Confirmed, clear to cross 1-8. And they would say, confirmed, clear to cross 1-8. Cessna Hotel, Tree 1, Delta, confirmed, clear to cross 1-8. They would say, confirmed, clear to cross 1-8, or something. Basically, just whatever they tell us we gonna do. Look both ways, look both ways. Oh, thank you, ForeFlight. Oh! Okay. I'm gonna get to that. I'm excited to read that. Hello, how is it going? Good to see you. And then we're supposed to turn. Oops, but make sure we have a variety of taxiways leading out of this intersection. So we make sure that we choose the correct one. And it appears that it is that one. So we're good to go there. I'm gonna go hold short. And then we're gonna read the things.
Approaching runway.
Okay, all right. The way you see it is the heavier or denser the air, whose weight is measured in inches of mercury, pushes down your altitude reading. So say it was 29.9 inches of mercury an hour ago, and your current barometer setting, but now it's 29.98 inches of mercury, so the air is heavier, would be a negative 100-foot difference. To get an accurate reading, turn the barometer plus 100 feet, which means plus 0.03 inches of mercury, equals 29.95 inches of mercury, is greater than 29.908 inches of mercury, if that makes sense. Yes. Oh my god, did I say tower? Oh no, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I did say that, didn't I? Gosh darn it. They would have corrected me. They would have been like, oh my god, don't say that. Or they would have been nice about it. 10 feet, not 11. 10 feet, not 100. Okay. Yes. Yes. Not greater than, just to switch to 9 or 5 to 9 or 8. Sorry. No, I love that because I do remember when I first started, I appreciate that breakdown. I remember when I started with this, it was confusing because the lower pressure is supposed to be higher, but because of how the altimeter is, it's because it's not backwards. It's because I'm trying to remember. Because the air in the wafers is what it is, and then the lesser the air on the outside means it lets the wafers expand so that it brings it down, so that when you have a lower pressure, it lets it make it go higher, so that when your pressure goes up, your altitude also goes up, and when your pressure goes down, it also goes down. Right? I remember that bit confused me for a second until I looked more into the actual workings of the altimeter. But yes, I like that. The heavier pressure pushes it down, which in turn means you are closer to the ground, which drops the elevation. Sounds about right. Okay. I do. I have to go over that stuff again. And that's the stuff that makes me hesitate about my own competency with the CFI stuff and for Checkride, because I've gone over this stuff and I get fine. I get good at it, and then I move on to the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, And then by the time I get back to that again, I've lost all my ability to coherently explain. But yes, I did. I appreciated yours. Wafers, think ooh, I like that. Bellow. It might help to expand or contract the bellows. I like that. Shoot. Hang on. I was supposed to have something to take notes with. I'll just put it in here for now. Bellows. Okay. Okay. So we did our taxi. Now we do our run up. Fuels on both. Trim for takeoff. Flight controls. We move it forward and to the side. Thumb points up to that aileron is up. Bring it back. Elevator's up. Twist it that way. That aileron is up. And finish the square like so. Flight controls are free and correct. Primer is in and locked. Mixture is where it needs to be. Our instruments are good. And now 1700. Carb heat out. Watch that drop. And in. Watch that drop with that mag. And in. 2 over. Watch that drop. And back. Green, green. Ammeter. Vacuum. Idle check. All right, so normal and short field. So we're doing our short field since we're doing a midfield takeoff. Your math seems wrong. So 30 feet difference, then 0.03 to get back, plus 30 feet due to pressure change. So, but I got it. Yes. I did. I noticed bits like that, but I understood what you were talking about. So yes, absolutely. And that's what's nice is because it's not perfect, but it works for that shorthand. So whenever it's like the 0.1, it's the 100 feet. The 0.01 is 10 feet and stuff like that. So you can just kind of do that stuff in your head. So yeah. Short field. So the reason we do short field is for short fields, or fields with obstacles in the departure. In the way of the departure. Yeah, that. So when we're doing this, we're going to try and use as much runway as possible on this side. We're going to line up, giving ourselves as much runway to use as possible. We have a very long runway here, so it's not a big deal for right now, but in an actual scenario, we would have to do that. So, then we would switch to tower, and we would say, Sioux City Tower. I'm sorry for talking to you earlier. I meant ground. Sioux City Tower, Cessna Hotel Tree 1, Delta 1. Ready to go. Runway 13, VFR departure to the east. And then we'd say cleared for takeoff, runway 13. Then we'd say cleared for takeoff, runway 1. Oh, at runway 13. Hang on. Ready to go, runway 13 at Delta. And then they would see cleared for takeoff, runway 13 at Delta. Cessna Hotel Tree 1, Delta 1. And then we would say the thing, and then we would boom, and then we would ammeter, vacuum, mixture, carb heat in, flaps. We don't use flaps for our short field takeoff. Trim is good. And fuel. All right. Thank you, Poor Flight. Oi, 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 oi. And I think I'm going to just make an executive decision now. We're going to ignore the power off 180 this time because it is already very late. So, oops. Okay. So we get ourselves lined up on the runway. I need to bring our visual out just a smidgen. Bring that power in. Brakes are set. And we quick check our thing. Does our runway heading line up? 1-3? Yes, it does. So short field takeoff, we hold our brakes, throttle in. Once it's in that green, we let it go. Keep our hand on the throttle, watching for our speed. Our speed is alive. Rotate is 65. Nice and gentle like, nice and gentle like. And we keep our nose just slightly below the horizon so we can scan for traffic, while still ensuring a good... Oh, well, okay, sorry. First, we were doing a short field takeoff. So first, we aim for VX, which is 75. And then once we have cleared our obstacle, then we nose down just below the horizon so that we can maintain our scan for traffic. Then once we're at 500 feet, we can do our check. So green, green, mixture, carb, heat, trim, and fuel. And then at 300 below pattern, well, actually, since we're turning out to the that way, or tower would tell us what to do. But if we were at an untowered airport, we would climb all the way to... Oh no, left. We are going left. We are going east. Sorry. Because I know directions. 300 feet below pattern. So we can turn ourselves to the east. I am liking that I am seeing, I think, or not. Hang on. I was gonna say I'm liking that I'm seeing some straight lines, but they almost look like they're not fully east. Which does not thrill me, but we'll see, I guess. Okay, sorry. YouTube has a number of great directions on how the altimeter works. Yes, yes. Definitely watch those rather than just listen to my babble. Departure corridor. Okay. I could not, for some reason, I could not figure out what I was trying to say. Thank you. Intricacies of density altitude will always... Yes, how a column of air has the standard pressure gradient from ground to ceiling, but also has these layers like a cake of varying density within that column. Yes, it reminded me of the diagram in the FAQ where it has like the... Just, sorry, that was not the right gesture for that. Like the little tower, the little stack on like the 1-inch square all the way up, and like that's the pressure or something. And it took me a while to understand that, and I can't remember what it was that like fully helped me to understand that. I would have to look at it again, but yeah, it is. It's really interesting. For sure, the 100 feet is actually 0.10. You're right. No worries. It is that. It's so weird trying to explain these things, and they are. They are confusing. Oh my god, look at how beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. Look at how nice and neat and laid out these are. So happy. All right. Nose above the horizon. Nose just below the horizon. Also, we'll give you usable length from an intersection departure. I forgot about that. Thank you. Safe takeoffs, we hope. Did you miss flap retraction once clear of obstacles, etc.? So I didn't say it just because I knew that we didn't have flaps, but I probably should have. So yes, I should have put that in there. That with the oh, and we're outside of their airspace, and they'd say switch to Unicom or whatever, and yeah. Sorry, 1 second. Nope, not that. 1100. So 1100 plus 3000. 200. So we're gonna go up to 4000, and that should be good. So we're just heading east for a little bit here. Yes, I should have added the flap retraction in there with the thing, the greens, the climb checklist. Sorry, all of that, and then flaps. After say the soft field, we would retract those. Also good for our go-around situation as well. Getting up to 4000. Once we get there, then we will do our clearing turns. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how we're doing this first. So we did our short field takeoff. We'll do our clearing turns. Then we'll do our... Weird. Sorry, coming up on our altitude that we want, we're going to put forward pressure on the yoke to arrest our ascent, keep us at this altitude, let our speed increase. Once it gets to almost our cruising speed, gets to around our cruising speed, then we can bring that power back. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, fundamentals of flight, straight climb, so clearing turns, straight climbs, and climbing turns, turns to heading for our basic instrument maneuvers. That's what we'll do. So we do our clearing turns. Before we do any sorts of maneuvering, make sure that we are not gonna run into anybody, nobody's gonna run into us. So we lift our wing and start our turn, scoping underneath our wing. Rolling out on north. And then we lift our opposite wing, scoping under that. Not more than 30 degrees of bank angle for our clearing turns. And at our heading. All right, so straight turns, straight climbs and climbing turns. I'm sorry, I already forgot what it was. Straight climbs and climbing turns. So for our climbs, yeah, no, that'll be fine. I should have leveled off and then come up. It's fine now. Straight climbs, climbing turns. So, how we do we need to climb at some point in our flying. So how we're going to do that is we need excess excess power in order to get that climb. So we put, when we're climbing, we put our power at full. Bring the yoke up a little bit. We can do either a constant airspeed or a constant rate climb. So if we wanted a constant airspeed climb, we would use our altimeter. Sorry, not our altimeter, our airspeed indicator. Sorry, it's that sort of an evening already. So yes, airspeed indicator. Use our airspeed indicator and get our needle centered on that. Trim ourselves out for it. Constant rate, we'd use our VSI. Say 500 plus 500 feet per minute. Trim ourselves out for that. And we're making sure we're maintaining our heading while we are climbing. Unless we do a climbing turn, in which case we are still maintaining that speed or maintaining that rate. Whichever one we're using, we'll use our airspeed for now, so we'll do it 90 knots. So we're maintaining that speed, lowering our nose if our speed is getting too low. Bringing our nose up if our speed is getting too high. And then once we hit our altitude, we again bring that nose down, hold that altitude as our speed comes up, and then bring the speed back once we are established in cruise. As well as, since we were turning to a heading, we roll out on that heading. Assuming you already discussed instrument and window scan process. So this is for just the fundamentals of flight. So we haven't gotten quite to the instrument maneuver stuff yet. It was more of the... So as you bring that up, for these maneuvers, they are visual maneuvers. We are VFR pilots. We simply use the instruments to set what we want in terms of, again, whether it's a constant speed or a constant rate. And then we use our visuals to maintain that and then verify with the instruments periodically. Common errors, not recognizing whether you not maintaining that constant speed or rate, correcting incorrectly where you nose down when you should nose up, rolling out not on your proper heading, or busting your altitude, or losing altitude while you're in the cruise, for the love. Yeah, things such as that. Instruments! We'll go straight to our instruments. We'll get up to 4,500 first, I guess, though. So, we'll get into our instruments. I am here, so I am looking at it like this. Must get used to this. So, as VFR pilots, the reason that we learn instrument, some instrument flying is simply to get us out of inadvertent flight into IMC. So with that in mind, our attitude indicator is what we are going to be looking at the most, and then we are going to also be cross-checking with the other instruments. So airspeed indicator back to attitude indicator, heading indicator, attitude indicator, altimeter, attitude indicator, turn coordinator, attitude indicator, VSI, attitude indicator. So even though we don't have the actual horizon out of our window, we have our artificial horizon in the cockpit that we're going to keep coming back to keep us in control long enough to get out of the situation we have found ourselves in. So turns to headings. If we say we are getting help from ATC and they tell us to they are vectoring us. They give us a vector to hopefully get out of our IMC. And if it's just, say, 10, 20 degrees in one direction, do very, very small adjustments. So do just a little bit of a turn, and then bring yourself back to level. Little bit of a turn, bring yourself back to level. Just to make sure that you are maintaining that control, because larger movements in instrument conditions is going to be a lot more difficult to keep under control and can very easily get out of control, especially without enough practice with instrument flying. However, if we get into IMC, one of our solutions is to do a 180 degree turn, because we just came from visual conditions. So if we turn right back around, go back out the other way, we should find visual conditions, get ourselves out of that IMC. So when we do that, we want to do a... Oh my god, I forgot what it's called. It's the 2-minute turn. Oh my god, what is it called? Coordinated turn. Isn't it something else? Is it coordinated? I don't know why that doesn't sound right. But like that line. The 2-minute turn. Why am I blanking? Standard rate. Standard rate. It's a standard rate turn. Sorry. Wow. Yeah. That. Interesting discussion point here. Even in VFR, flying to maintain pitch, roll, altitude, and heading. Yes, absolutely. So yes, so it's a lot easier to do that when you are visual, because you have those visual cues. But then with, and that is an excellent point. I shall expound upon it. Yes, those visual cues help you to maintain those aspects. But then when you are without those visual cues, your body can feel like you're doing different things than you're actually doing. So trusting your instruments is going to help keep you under control. And yes, doing as little movement as possible at a time is going to help you keep you under control as well. So standard rate turn, you're going to actually use your turn coordinator 4, and you're going to put the wing of that little airplane onto that white line. And you're going to hold that there, and it should take you, it's 2 minutes to do a 360 degree turn, so 1 minute to turn 180 degrees. So if we've gotten into IMC, we have ourselves stable, level, coordinated, and then we turn coordinator, standard rate. Make sure you are accounting for the loss of loss of vertical lift. Loss of vertical lift with that turn. So have back pressure on that yoke. Maintaining that bank angle with turn coordinator. Maintaining that altitude with your altimeter. Cross-checking all of the others. Heading indicator. We're trying to get around to... I think we were trying to... Shoot. Another so common error, not getting to the correct heading. I think we were going east, and we were supposed to go to west, but we have now turned south. Gosh darn it! So don't do that. So then, I mean, I intended to do that. That's what happens. Then you turn right back into IMC. So now we will standard rate turn back to our westerly direction. Checking our VSI, checking our altimeter. So yes, over focusing on one instrument or another can lead to neglecting others, and potentially putting you into more dangerous situations that you would probably prefer to not be in. So make sure that you are doing your cross check, not over focusing on one instrument or another, keeping yourself level and coordinated and all that in every axis of movement. Gosh darn it. Slip and skid mentioned. Yes, also while you are looking at your turn coordinator, and when you're you've got that in your cross check, yes, making sure that that ball is staying in the middle there. Step on the ball to get it back into position, so you're not getting into slip or skid situations, especially in IMC. And the proper scan technique. So the one thing is I don't want to go too far into instrument stuff since it is a VFR Checkride, and it's for teaching VFR students. So yeah, so definitely like have your primary instrument cross-check the other ones, and yeah, basically the main thing is don't get into IMC. And have just enough capability to be able to get out of it safely. Excellent. So we did our instrument stuff, and now we are at 4,500 feet. Let us do our, oh gosh, that's not what I wanted. Notepad. We'll do steep spiral at the end. So lazy eights and stalls. We'll do stalls first. Let's do our stalls first. So power off stall and a cross controlled stall, and then our lazy eights. Gosh darn it, that's not what I wanted either. Ah, sorry. Just mentioned fixation, therefore it is fair game. Oh, okay, but would you say I went over that part then, like, after you mentioned that and after I said it, did I go over it enough to satisfy that requirement, question mark? Because I did mention making sure that you're going from one to the other, having the primary, checking the others, coming back to the primary. Does that make sense? But again, I don't want to go into like the wheel and the spoke method, going into like specifically the primary and the supporting for each little thing. Just kind of having the overview. We'll chat later. Okay, sounds good. And that's my other thing too, is like saying things like that, like, oh, don't fixate on one or the other or whatever, and then having that go into a having to get into more of that stuff. We're gonna turn ourselves back to the south now. Look at those nice big towers there. We are at a high enough altitude. I was aware of that earlier, and I did choose an altitude that would be above it. So power off stall. Power off stalls, we practice. Let's say let's say we are Nugget. Is that the duck's name? I remember my hello, by the way, how's it going? I remember my offering was Stalworth McDuck. What suggests is develop 3x5 note cards for each maneuver evolution for each maneuver so you can reference it when simming. So I do have a sheet for each of them, but I've been trying to not utilize them. But I think I shall grab them next time, and yes, practice them for the simming, and then when I actually get into the actual plane, then I will have the practice with the sheet and then have a better grasp of it without. So that sounds good. I will have those next time. And hello, how is it going? All right, so power off stall. Power off stall, we practice. Let us say you're coming in for a landing and you see yourself, you're coming in for a landing and you see yourself coming up short of the runway. Instead of putting power in, you decide to just try to stretch the glide by lifting your nose up, increasing angle of attack, but losing airspeed even more than you already are on that final. So you're already at a low airspeed. You're just increasing angle of attack, decreasing airspeed to a point where you stall the aircraft. And that close to the ground, that's not going to end well. So, we set up, we get ourselves into... We set ourselves up like we are coming in for landing. So 1900 for our RPM. Maintain our altitude with our yoke, back pressure on that yoke. Carb heat goes out, that brings it down to 1700. Once we're below 100 miles per hour, 1 notch of flaps goes in. Below 90 miles an hour, another notch of flaps goes in. And then holding, again, that altitude until we get to 60 sounds about right. So then we power off. Bring our nose up to that horizon. Nice, smooth, gradual back pressure. Not lifting the nose any more than just above the horizon. And then there it goes. Release that back pressure, increase that power. Climb out at VY. And then we clean up our aircraft. 1 notch of flaps out when we're stable. Then our carb heat goes out and flaps go out as well. The rest of our flaps, I should say. Aha. So once we're solid, let's say, so we're at 4,000 feet, that's good. So we will get ourselves back into cruise. So leaving our full power in, maintaining our altitude with our yoke until our speed gets up to around cruise, bringing that power out just a little bit. Okay. Is the ducky just for funsies, or am I using it as a visual cue for landing? So ducky is the stall horn. I don't know if you could see him singing. He is also he also wiggles, so he's also good for that. But yes, he's the stall horn. We'll do our cross controlled stall next, and then you will be able to see it again. I do have the yes, I do have the things on. Good, excellent. But yes, Ducky's my favorite. So since we're talking about Ducky, if you do not already have the WB Sim JP Logistics 152, get it. You will not regret it. Cross-controlled stall. So cross-controlled stall, let us say we are coming on to final, low power, low altitude, low speed, and we are overshooting the runway, so we're trying to turn back in to get ourselves back onto the runway. But subconsciously, we don't want to bank our wings that close to the ground. We don't want to lower that wing any closer to the ground. So instead of using our wings to make that turn, we end up keeping our wings level and using excessive left rudder instead. So that puts us in a position where we are cross-controlled, we are not coordinated, and then if we keep bringing that nose up, since we're already cross-controlled, uncoordinated, bringing that nose up, bleeding off that speed, and eventually getting into a stall, not coordinated, and that's going to end even worse. So we set up like a power off stall, except we're gonna keep it in a clean configuration. So 1700. $1900. We're gonna say we forgot to put our flaps in. That's the scenario. So 1900 for our RPM. Carb heat goes in. Maintaining our altitude. Maintaining our altitude with our yaw. Just without our flaps. So we look out the window. We see our runway. We're overshooting. Power goes out. We don't want get ourselves uncoordinated. Excessive left rudder. Bringing that. There it is. We lower our nose. Power goes in. Climb out at VY. Clean up our aircraft. Oh, so did you see Ducky? Got it, but how do you get Ducky? So you have the 152. He disappears. So you just have to click right here. So once you have the 152, then you just boop click right there. And he appears. Would I consider ever doing P3D? Which one is that again? I've considered a lot of things. I just have not had any time to really venture out at the moment. So yes, we're gonna get back onto our heading. Oh, and as you can see, we're still a little bit uncoordinated. So we gotta make sure that we maintain getting back into that coordination throughout the entire recovery. And did that answer your question? I'm sorry. So again, getting back to that altitude. Once the speed is maintaining altitude with our yoke, and then once we're up at that speed, that cruise speed, we can bring our power out a little bit. All right, we did those. Lazy eights. Oh gosh. So lazy eights, we practice for coordination across a wide range of speeds and attitudes, because we're constantly changing our flight controls throughout the maneuver. You can think of lazy eights like S turns, a 180-degree turn, and then a 180-degree turn in the opposite direction, but with a climb and a descent in each 180-degree turn. So what that is demonstrating as well is the airplane's natural overbanking tendency, where the climb actually causes our bank angle to increase. We have very little initial bank input, and then adding in that climb, that pitch, increases our bank angle throughout the turn, or throughout the first half of the turn. So we find ourselves a nice straight reference point. We'll use this road here. Once we come a beam, we'll put in about 5 degrees of bank. There we are, a beam. 5 degrees of bank, and then just very gently maintaining our coordination. Through that 45 degree, at that 45 degree point, our pitch starts to come down through the horizon at the 90-degree point. Bank angle is decreasing to about 15 degrees at our 135-degree point. Nose is low. And it comes back up to the horizon at our 180-degree point. Crossing a beam our point, our reference line, and then we have our right one to the right, so add in a bit more rudder. Not getting over 30 degrees of bank. A little bit too much right rudder. So nose is coming down at our 90-degree point. Getting to its lowest point at our 135-degree point. Bank angle is decreasing, decreasing. Nose is coming up at our 180-degree point, crossing our reference line level and exiting in the same direction as we entered. Yee. I said some of the things. I'm not sure how coherent it was. But yes, definitely still need to work on the actual flying of it, but I think that was like somewhat, that was actually better than it has been, so that's good. But yes, definitely getting those pieces correct, and then being able to just like let it flow, not just for the actual doing the maneuver, but also for explaining the maneuver. So yeah. So I did get a little bit too much bank in the initial right turn. So that ended up kind of, the bank increased a little too quickly. The turn happened a little too quickly. And then I kept my bank in a little long on the second 90-degree part of the turn. I kept that bank in when it was supposed to be decreasing. It should be a nice gradual increase to 15, increase to 30, decrease to 15, decrease to level. So yeah, not a mention of the effect of wind on the aircraft during the maneuver. I know. Okay, I actually did. My instructor talked to me about this. Instructor talked to me about this. So it's not technically required to account for wind. However, it's recommended or best practice to do crosswind so that your turns are the same. I'll have to check that. Hang on. Let me make sure I'm saying that correctly. I don't know. I'm not sure if I know where to put the... Yes, crosswind if possible. So that way the turns are equal. Because like with the S turn, you do it parallel, or hang on. You enter the maneuver downwind, and then you have the risk of having one of the turns be smaller than the other part of the turn because of if you don't account properly for wind correction. So if you have a crosswind, then it's not having that issue for that turn. If that makes sense, and if that's what you were working to get at. But yes, this maneuver is not about accounting for wind. Okay, so we did Lazy Eight's steep spiral is next. I think we did everything else up here. So yes. Oops, wrong one. Steep spiral. So steep spiral is an emergency maneuver. Our ground speed is 102 knots here. So we want to start heading into the wind with our steep spiral. So I'm guessing we're going to have a northerly wind. $259 degrees. All right, so we'll see about that. $106. So yes, we may be heading westerly, so that we are headed into the wind. However, to be wings level at the cross, will need to be aware of it. Right. So so if we do have a crosswind, are you meaning because crabbing into the wind to cross the reference line like so? And then it's not entirely a 180 degree point? Track wise, it would be a 180 degree point. Unless I'm misunderstanding, which is entirely possible. $102 knots, but we're also descending a little bit. So yes, we're gonna go easterly for our steep spiral. Let us make sure. So yes, for the steep spiral, we practice this. If we have some sort of an emergency, if we have to lose altitude quickly, as well as stay over a particular spot, that is what we do that is why we do the steep spiral. So it is 360 degree descending turns. Which should end up stacking on top of one another. So what happens is we are flying along, minding our own business at cruise. Do the spiral, we'll talk later. Okay, sounds good. So we're gonna start on a cardinal heading into the wind, and then we will engine to idle. Carb heat goes out, and then we're going to start pitching 30 degrees. That will be our point. Pitching for best glide. Or 5 degrees above, since we're doing a steep turn. So we want to get to a steep turn at least once during each 360 degree turn, maintaining and trimming, except I hate the trim button, that best glide. Accounting for that wind correction. I'm leaning and I shouldn't be. As we come into that wind, our bank will be the shallowest, and we do want to bring about 1 to 200 RPM in during each turn to clear the engine. We're back into the wind, coming out of that headwind, so we come into our 45 degree point. 45 degree bank, steepest bank. As we come around, coming back into that headwind, shallowing out that bank, maintaining that best glide. One to 200 for our clear. Getting to that 45 degree point, or bank, sorry. Maintaining that best glide. And coming around to our heading and recover. Carb heat goes out. We're gonna quick pause, bring that down a little bit. And that was our point. So yay! I want to look at the thing. Ooh, we'll talk about that. But first, we get our visual outside the plane for a little bit. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we don't have live weather on at the moment, because it was kind of nasty. Should we check and see? Oh, well. Okay, I see that stuff, though, and I don't want to deal with it, so. Standard weather it is. All right. Back in the cockpit. So it wasn't... The second two were better than the first one. But we'll go over that. Today's lesson, holes of cheese, aka death spiral, yes. Please allow me to demonstrate. Quite. So I guess I could have talked, although it's somewhat different. We're down at 2,000 feet, so I'll just kind of go over the engine fire stuff. So engine fire, oh no. So we cut our mixture, our throttle, fuel, all of that. and we immediately bank between 30 to 45 degrees and pitch for 110, so that gives us a bit of a buffer above, or a buffer above the yellow arc, or below the yellow arc, sorry. Having a speed below the yellow arc, but also so that that air is working on getting out that fire. So then, if that does not work, or if that works, yay, excellent, we get the fire out. But then, dun dun dun, engine out, carb heat. And now we're going to go out of that. We're going to turn towards an airport immediately. However, we're probably not going to make it. So we're going to look for our other options. So I'm actually going to... So pitch for best glide first off. If you have time... Thank you, ForeFlight. We're going to go land on this street over here. I did not have enough time to go over that entire checklist, unfortunately. So we're gonna land on this road right here, maintaining our control of our aircraft. And once we are committed to our landing, we shut off all our electronics and we land the thing in a controlled fashion. Okay, recover. Building up that airspeed. Pitch for VX to get over those trees. All right, so loss of our engine. We're gonna stay at about 1,000 feet AGL so that we can do our ground reference maneuvers. So cleaning up the aircraft as well. Boom. We'll get up to about 1441, so 21. Hang on. 2100. So if you lose your engine, first thing, airspeed. We're pitching for best glide. B, we're gonna choose the best place to land. It was one of those roads. I did switch at the end because I didn't think that I could get lined up properly by the time I needed to land. So rule of thumb is if you need to, switch once, but don't keep switching. Because at some point you just have to commit to that landing. And then checklist. So carb heat. Checking mixture, throttle, fuel, primer. Check the mags, check the master. And then, again, once we were committed to our landing, we cut the throttle, the fuel, turn off all the electronics, pop a door, and land the thing. Why did I pick a road? Telephone poles, fences, cars. Okay, so I picked the road because it is nice and straight. It is likely going to be the most smooth. I tried to pick a road that looked like it wasn't going to have such things on it, or not a whole lot of things like that on it. Plus, if we got closer to the ground and we did see obstacles and things, oops, gosh darn it, saw obstacles and things, we could sidestep into a field if necessary. Good afternoon, good afternoon. How are you? If you turn the master off early, you lose your flat motor. Yes, so that was when we've committed to that landing after we have any flaps in that we need. Live in the dream, oh yeah? Is that a sarcastic live in the dream? Or an actual live in the dream? I hope the latter. All right, so we will do our rectangular course. Our rectangular course, we want to be at 2,100 feet. I have, I thought picked out my thing, but I don't think, okay, I have picked out my thing. And we want to go in the downwind, so I have to go backwards now. Hang on, or that's what we'll do. So rectangular course is going to help us with our pattern. We pick a square. In this instance, we can pick 2 fields that are a mile square, so that we have a 1 mile crosswind and base leg, and 2 mile downwind and upwind legs. And we are at 2,100 feet. We're in a clean configuration. And we are I'm trying to remember how my instructor told me. But it's like at the halfway point here, turn 45 degrees towards the midpoint of the downwind. Scoping, watching for traffic. And then at about a 1/4 mile from our reference line, we turn into our downwind. So we're going straight parallel to our rectangle. Maintaining our 2,100 for our altitude. We're going to increase our power a little bit. And what this is going to help us do is we want to make sure we are correcting for our wind. Our fuselage, the actual body of our plane, the nose of our plane may not be parallel to our reference box / line, but our track is. So the wind will be pushing us off track, and we need to counteract that with our crab. If we gain a little bit of altitude, we're turning a little bit. Here's the no more than 30 degrees of bank for our turn. If we gain our altitude, or if we gain altitude, nose down, can decrease our power as well. And again, we are able here to practice our pattern without having to deal with configuring the aircraft and things like that. We're just focused, and like our descents. So we're just focusing on making sure our track is nice and square. Coming abeam our corner. So we turn again. into our upwind. Following that reference line, making sure we can see it out the window. One thing that instructor brought up, friend instructor, is because I was a little bit far out from the reference line because I wanted to be able to see the reference line, but being able to see the reference line is not for us as instructors. It is for the student. So that was something that I didn't think about. Coming up on our midpoint. I'll be honest here, I think. We'll see what happens. And we're getting pushed a little bit this way, so we want to make sure we crab in a little bit, not too much. We are, at this point, we're correcting for our wind, but also correcting a little bit more to get us back onto our straight track. And then we'll have to turn our nose back the other way just a little bit, maintaining a little bit of that crab. Sorry, get that out of the way. I'll get back to chatting a little bit. I'm going to try and do this decently. Coming up, a beam out just before our corner. So we can start our turn, no more than 30 degrees of bank. Maintaining our altitude. Sorry, my hand is in the way. So yes, we're on our crosswind at the moment. And we'll turn onto our downwind again here. Coming up about just to beam that corner, make our turn. No more than 30 degrees of bank. We notice that obstacle, it is below us. And we were getting pushed out on the other side, so we crab that way on this side. And once we hit the midpoint of our rectangle, we exit 45 degrees in the not quite opposite direction, but in the same this way direction, but in the opposite that way direction. So we exit 45 degrees out of the downwind. Maintaining that altitude. Yeah. Okay. No, living in Thailand on the beach. That's awesome. So, what sorts of things do you do on the beach? Do you do surfing? Do you do seashell collecting? Metal detectory things? That sounds awesome. No, I did not once look out the right side of the aircraft while picking your suitable field. I do. I have that issue because I'm so used to, like, I want it to be out the left side because I'm used to flying left-hand patterns. But yes, that is something that I have to work on. You had to make an emergency landing in Alaska in 96, but you were in a PA-12 with a landing speed of about 20 knots. No worse than falling out of bed. Well, that's good. I'm glad it went well. What was it for, can I ask? What was wrong? And the object of the pattern, in theory, is correcting for wind. Is that your question, or can you elaborate a bit more? Kite surfing jet ski. That's freaking awesome. Can I ask, have you always lived there, and then have you always done that stuff, or how did you get into that? All right, now we're going to do 8s on pylons. Yay. So 8s on pylons are the most complex ground reference maneuver. Your attitude is constantly changing, so you have to have proper control of the aircraft at all times, even more so. Let me figure out where we're going. Yeah, we're gonna go straight this way just a little bit, just to kind of get us out from get us away from a couple of obstacles. So when we are doing this, it also introduces us to the concept of pivotal altitude, which is that for every ground speed, there is a point, or there is an altitude where a constant angle bank will cause objects on the ground to appear stationary throughout a turn. So when you are doing that turn, however, the wind, again, a wind correction thing, the wind is altering your, we were at 21, so we'll keep at 1900. Sorry, what was I saying? Okay, so during that turn, the wind is adjusting your ground speed. So the altitude, that pivotal altitude, is changing. So as we are, for this maneuver, the 8s on pylons, where you're making an 8 around 2 points, you're adjusting your altitude in order to keep those points stationary. Whereas turns around a point, you're adjusting your bank angle. For this one, you're adjusting your altitude. And tends to be very low to the ground. It can be 600 to 1,000 feet AGL, aroundish in there. So we want to make sure when we are picking spots that we are not near obstacles, that we have a suitable landing spot nearby, so that we don't have a great glide option or a lot of glide distance at that point. So if we lose our engine during that maneuver, we need to have somewhere where we can land easily. Noise abatement things, making sure we're not bugging anybody that close to the ground especially. And then our elevation of our points needs to be about the same, because even a difference in a few feet can make our altitudes differ between our points. So we're going to pick points between about 3/4 to a mile apart, perpendicular to the wind. I have got my points. This will be this intersection here will be 0.1. That intersection over there will be 0.2. We want to start in the downwind, so we're going to fly about a mile upwind, get ourselves set up so that we are at our 1900. Our pivotal altitude, that our calculated pivotal altitude, highest pivotal altitude that we're going to start with, is going to be about 810. So around 1900 MSL, 810 AGL, so about 1900 MSL. So that's where we're going to be to start out, and we will be adjusting that altitude throughout the maneuver. We're going to be below maneuvering speed, which is 109 miles per hour. And we're going to be in a clean configuration. So we're turning here. Maintaining that altitude. Getting ourselves positioned for a downwind, flying straight at the second point. To get ourselves set up for that maneuver. Constantly maintaining our scan for traffic. Sorry, I'll get back to chat. I just want to make sure I do this properly. So we're pointed at our second point. And once we are at an angle of 30 degrees between the line between the 2 points, we will turn towards our midpoint. So what's nice is this has a nice intersection right in the middle between these two points. They're a mile apart. So crossing over our midpoint should put us about a quarter mile downwind of point A. At our 1900, our highest pivotal altitude it should be, based on our calculations. Hello, hello, I will check that in a second. Gonna try and actually be competent for a second. We're abeam the point, so boom, about 30 degrees. And then, so our reference line is a little ahead of our point. So we increase our altitude by nosing up. And then if the point starts moving forward of our reference line, we nose down. Constantly adjusting that pivotal altitude gently and gradually throughout the turn as our ground speed changes. Now we are coming into our wings level. I should probably bring this out a little bit. Shoot. Wings level. Crossing our line at the midpoint. Again, correcting for wind so that we end up again about a quarter mile downwind of our second point. Abeam the point. Bank goes in. Point is behind the reference line, so we nose up. Point was starting to come forward, so we nose down a little bit. Point is a little behind, so we nose up because that means that we are below our pivotal altitude. Maintaining that bank. Cross over that midpoint once again in level flight. at our highest pivotal altitude, which turned out to be a little bit higher because of the difference in wind from what we actually calculated. And we exit 45 degrees the same way that we entered. Not bad. Yay. Okay, sorry. No, you learned it there. You are just here. Oh, just here for a year. Needed a break from Ohio. Fair enough, I guess. That's awesome. So, are you just vacationing down there, or what do you got going on otherwise? And you at no point have to answer any questions that I ask. We're gonna start turning back. I think that was it. We just need to do our landings and takeoffs. Yay! Thank goodness, because I need to get a bed. As per freaking usual. Where am I? There it is. Okay. In an airport traffic pattern properly flown, you'll always be able to land on the airport if you lose the engine from any point other than the takeoff segment. I'm going to write that down. Because it's little bits like that like I know and I've heard, and then I don't remember it in the moment. Oops. So thank you for that. Notes. Except takeoff segment. Good luck on the upwind, thank you, thank you. Oral portion of check rides are your nemesis. It's hard to articulate what you know while wondering if you sound confident. And flying is the easy part. See, I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm definitely more of the book stuff rather than the practical stuff. But especially for this one, I've heard that a lot. That it's like if you pass the oral part of it, you're good. You're good to go. But I'm sure I will. I could find a way. So, yeah, I don't know. Thank you for the follow, PC Aviator. Appreciate having you here. I apologize for myself. I haven't been too terrible. And shenaniganing. I wasn't sure if I wanted to say shenanigany or shenaniganing, but it's both now, I guess. But yes, I appreciate it. So if you fly a wide pattern, you're setting yourself up for a problem. Right. I will add that in as well, because yes, that was part of the thing was, yeah, me being too wide in the pattern. All right, Sioux City, we are going. We are, oh god, oh no, 10. Sioux City Tower, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, 10 miles to the southeast at 2,500, inbound for landing with Bravo. Sure, we said Alpha earlier. And then they'll say, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1, set up for right pattern 13. the down midfield, or enter left downwind 13. Right downwind, sorry. Enter right downwind 13. And then we'll say right downwind 13, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. And maybe they'll say, however they say, let us know when you're at midfield. Report midfield. Then we'll say report midfield, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. All right, so we're maintaining our 2,500. We got some obstacles in our way. Our pattern altitude is 2,100. So we are making our way. We have to do a... We did our short field takeoff. So we'll do our short field landing. Short field landing, normal takeoff, normal landing, done. Oh no! I heard a noise. Why did I hear a noise? I hope that wasn't anything bad. We'll tell that to the controller next time they extend your downwind. Oh, yes, exactly. What if I lost an engine? It would be all your fault that I couldn't make it back to the runway. You maintain the altitude on an extended downwind, no problem. Fair. Unless they forget about us. Should probably get on pilot edge if I really want to practice comms. I have done VATSIM. I love doing VATSIM. Just not doing it right now because we're just practicing for CFI Checkride at the moment, and since we do just sort of shenanigan-y things, I don't want to bother them. So, yes, I do. I'm a non-towered pilot a lot, so I always worry about messing up with ATC. But getting the practice in real life as well as in VATSIM has been incredibly helpful with that. But yeah, still working on it. Cessna, full stop, or do you want the option? Requesting the option, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. Is my head being tracked? Oh yes. We have ourselves Track IR. It is the Track IR Pro with this little thing here versus the little thingy here. And it is awesome and excellent because then I don't have to use the mouse to move things. But hello, how is it going? And hello again, how are you? Happy to have you here. Oh, I need to, I gotta sit up straight. Gosh darn it. I should probably sit chicken up higher so that I need to sit up higher in order to not be talking at his head. All right, so we are past our obstacles. We're gonna descend down to our altitude, 2,100. Again, doing a short field landing, just like our short field takeoff. It was something. What was it? We practice these for short or confined. So for shorter runways and or with obstacles in our landing. Why can I not think of in our landing, in the way of our landing? I cannot for the life of me think of what I'm trying to think of. Approach, path, our landing path. There we go. Frick, I don't know why. It's late, that's why. We'll blame it on that, I guess. So we are in cruise in the downwind. Lights would have gone on when we did the thing. Made our call 10 miles out. Keeping that in mind. Sioux City Tower, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. Right midfield 1-3. I would say clear to land 1-3. And then I'd say clear to land 1-3, Cessna Hotel Tree 1 Delta 1. Maintaining that cruise, making sure we're not gaining altitude. And then once we are abeam, 1900, carb heat. I keep crabbing like in the way that I'm looking. So 1 notch of flaps. I think I put in the right, yes. Don't want to get too far out. So when we've lost 200 feet or 45 degrees from the runway, make our turn not more than 30 degrees, keeping our nose coming down, keeping that nose coming down. Keeping that turn coming in, keeping that turn coming in. Hello, hello. I'll check that in a second. Trying to be competent for a moment. We have overshot a little bit. We'll keep our turn coming in, watch our speed, keep that nose coming down. And I'm going to leave. I'll stick the. I'm not sure I want to do that. We're just gonna have the flaps the way they are. We're coming in on our short field at a slower speed.
Short final runway 13.
Thank you for flight. We're aiming our thing. What is it? Our aiming point. Sorry, our landing point is going to be the numbers. Our aiming point is a little before the numbers to give us that room. We're not going to have a whole lot of float, and we want to make sure pulling it. And we simulate maximum braking, and flaps come up. So, couple of things. I panicked a little bit at the end because I assumed that the area in the front or in front before the threshold was flat, but then I saw the lights jutting up, and I still get nervous about that. I don't like pulling my power when the runway is not beneath me or when there is something that I could catch something on. So I do got to get over that. I think we landed within the 100 feet. But we could have done better. Power should have come out sooner, and we would have bled off some of that speed, which would have let us come down a little bit better. I remember to do the braking for once, so that's good. We'll bring our power back up. I'll quick go to chat, then we'll do the takeoff and the landing. Good, you were the CFI that stopped at some point last week. Yes, hello. How are things? Good to see you again. Happy to have you. You were an on-tower pilot in Alaska when you were learning to fly. Then you moved to Southern California and had to fly around LA a lot. Really forced you to get comfy on the radio. I can only imagine. Well, that's good though. I would like to be a lot better about it. So that would definitely just throw you in the deep end. So that's definitely a good experience. Was up to like 3 a.m. or something crazy. We're getting there. I know. Yes, last week was pretty late. This week also a little late at the moment, but we're almost done. We got 1 takeoff, 1 landing to go, and then we'll be debriefing and heading out. So yes, trying to do better about sleep schedule, but you know. Thank you for the follow. I'll make sure I Priamac TTV. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. And Supers3, thank you also for the follow. I do. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you putting up with me, and letting me do my things and letting me get back to chat when I can. I love talking to you guys, but I also try to be competent once in a while. Hello from Italy. Hello, hello. Wonderful to have you. I just have to say I'm a huge spaghetti fan. So yes, yes. I'm sure you probably make it better, and you have places that make it better, but it's my favorite thing. So yes, I hope things are well. Happy to have you. And then paramotor. Thinking about getting one when you get back to the States. I have not. I would be curious though. Hello from California. Happy to have you as well. Hello, hello. Okay, so did those things. Normal takeoff, normal landing, and we'll be done. So normal takeoff, we are here. All we do is we're set up, making sure we're good. Flaps, mixture, throttle, carb heat, green, fuel, trim, good. So feet are off the brakes. We increase our throttle about 1 to 2 seconds to full. Maintaining that center line with our rudder, watching for our airspeed. Our airspeed is alive. Our rotate is 65 miles per hour in the plane that I fly. So nice and gentle, maintain that heading. Let ourselves climb, keep our nose just a little below the horizon so we can maintain our scan for traffic. Once we get to our 500 feet, so we're maintaining that runway heading, looking out in front of us, finding a spot on the horizon to aim for. Make sure we're keeping that track straight. Kind of don't want to say that with the DPE because I'm a little bit notorious for getting off of runway heading. I know. I'm sorry. It's one of those things I'm working on. All right, coming to our 500, we do our green, mixture, throttle, carb heat, trim, and fuel. Excellent. And then we continue our climb. Once we get to 300 feet below pattern, we can start our turn onto the crosswind. Okay. Hello from Palm Springs, Cali, since we're all saying yes. Fly to thermal a lot. Oh no, blame it on the alcohol. What are we blaming on the alcohol? But fair enough. Oh, my runway heading? Oh no. Oh no. All right, getting to our 2100. So we're bringing our, arresting our descent. We can put our right wing on our 1-3. 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1000. Turning onto our downwind, not more than 30 degrees of bank. And we are in our downwind. Maintaining that cruise, maintaining that pattern altitude. Maintaining our crosswind correction. We're about a half to 1 mile from our runway. It should be about halfway up the strut from that seat. Oh, we're gonna pretend that they gave us left traffic for this one. I kind of forgot they brought us in on right traffic earlier, but no, they're good. They know we're on Checkride. They're gonna take pity on us and give us left traffic. Then I guess if they asked for midfield last time, we'll report midfield this time. Sioux City Tower, Cessna Hotel Tree 1, Delta 1. Left midfield 1-3. Sioux City. Then they'll say clear to land 1-3. And we say clear to land 1-3. Cessna Hotel Tree 1, Delta 1. So we don't put our first notch flaps in until we're cleared. And we don't put our first notch flaps in until we are beam the numbers. 1900 for our throttle. Carb heat goes out. Let the nose come down. Let that speed decline below 100. First notch flaps goes in. Not getting. I'm leaning towards the runway. I don't think that I do that in the actual plane. I don't know what it is about the sim, but I will have to look at that when I fly next in real life. So we've lost either 200 feet or we're 45 degrees from the runway. We make our turn. We can put our left wing onto our runway heading 1-3. Hang on. Yes, 1-3. Second notch of flaps. Scan final. Make sure we're good there. Turn on to final. No call necessary. And we'll land at the 1,000 footers. Maybe, I hope. Aiming a few stripes back from it. 75 on short final. We're a little bit high, so we bring our power out a little bit more. Maintaining our friggin' visual. Center line as well. Throttle comes out. Ooh, and then we get back on center line. And then we exit at the next available taxiway, which is going to be Foxtrot here. Sorry, that was unnecessary. And then they will let us know. Well, first we're going to get across this line, this here line. Oh gosh. We are across the line. We clean up our aircraft. They come back and they let us know. Switch to ground and or FBO via on Foxtrot, then Alpha, Delta, cross runway 18, Charlie to the ramp. Or just cross Charlie into the ramp and such, or Charlie to the ramp. Yeah. And then we read that back. Foxtrot, Alpha, Delta, Charlie, cross runway 18 at Delta. Cessna Hotel Tree 1, Delta 1. Okay. You fly straight over the mountain from Oceanside and drop in. Great turbulence on the valley side into TRM. Great and turbulence. Confused next. Oh yes, when you get back from Thailand. Yeah, it'll be a little bit. It'll be a little bit, but that's fun. I love that. I love it when like people find people. You're onto nice new 172 SP out of Carlsbad. Still don't like the G1000, but beggars can't be choosers. Fair enough. What don't you like about the G1000? I have gotten very little experience with the G1000. I flew in a Kodiak once and it had them. And I think that's it. I can't quite remember if the Baron that I've flown in has G1000s or not, or has a G1000. All right, so we're Alpha, left on Delta. Oh, we're coming up to an intersect. Just kidding, we're not. Now we are. Coming up on an intersection, so we have to take the first left. Watching. Oh. Forget the stinking landing light. If we needed to stop here and query and say, are we actually cleared? We could. We check. We're clear. We're visually clear, I should say. We continue. Oops. Centerline. And then we get onto the movement area and yes. Take our own clear, safe route to where we wish to go. And then we whip a cookie. Whee! There. Excellent. And then turn our electronicals off. Make sure that's all good. Mixture goes out. Mags. Master. Continue. And do that. We're still not done. All the way to tie downs. Including all of these things. Control the space. And down. And over. And doors. And out. Then we can do a final walk around or something. I don't know. And then hopefully DP is like, all right, sweet. Here's your stuff. Let's go do paperwork. Yeah. I'll get out to the thing. I'll get back to chat. We'll go over a little nav map for our debrief. Okay. Too much information overload. Just give me the 6-pack and a 450 and send me off. I feel that. One of these days we'll have to do a shared cockpit on MSFS. I have, I think, the app for it. So that would be good. That would definitely be good. I've got some stuff coming up where I'm not sure what my schedule is going to be, but we will figure it out at some point. That'd be great. Rip taxiway light. It was not supposed to be there, okay? Unless you're talking about if I went off into the grass or off into places I wasn't supposed to, then yes, rip taxi light. But we're not gonna talk about it. Someone who enjoys TU154, you would agree. Sometimes less is better. Yes, absolutely. In sim, of course, not in real life. Fair enough. I'm not sure what that means, but hello, how is it going? I hope you're well. Happy to have you. I'm sorry, I don't know. Don't forget the key and logbook and and set the seatbelts. Yes, I always get the seatbelts. And yes, the key. So it's funny. I will take this off so I can think a little bit better. My home airport, we always took out the keys and hung them on the is it the turn coordinator knob? so that they're not in the keyhole. But like every other place and plane that I've flown since then does not do that. They leave the keys in, and it boggles my mind. And I always make it a point to not do that. However, the one thing in the plane that I'm currently flying, the 150, I set it up there. I'll hang them on the little hook or the little knob. And if you drop them, they will fall right into the carpet because there's a bit of it that's kind of like away from where it's supposed to be. So it'll slip underneath that carpet. You got to go digging around in there, which is awesome. But yeah. Anyway, that's that. I was. Hang on. Let me take this off for a second. I will look. I was asked about my hours. Oh, I'm at 215 hours in this one. In the 152, I don't know how you. I don't know how to check that. I don't know if I can see in this specific aircraft, but 215 hours in the sim in general, overall. We'll get a little nav map up. Let me know if I forget anything. I'm sorry. It's that time of the evening. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. There was a strange something, and I thought that maybe it got rid of our little nav map, but it didn't. Yay. Planes shouldn't have keys anyway. It's pointless. But I don't know. I got nothing. Ours actually has like you turn the key, but then you actually have to press the starter. So I don't know if that's any better. Okay, so we did not have a ground practice lesson today, so we got straight into our flying. So we started there, and then we taxied, right out here, did our short field takeoff, did our clearing turns 1, 2, and then did our climbs as well as turning climb, and then we did our instrument maneuver. Oh, hey. Oh, you know what? So, I don't know, who, if you were here back then, when we did this part, do you recall when we were doing the standard rate, turn in IMC for our instrument stuff, and I completely thought that I had overshot my mark. So apparently I didn't, and then I ended up going the other way. So still there is pay attention to what heading you started on in IMC, and then do the standard rate turn to the 180-degree point. Very, very important. So then we did that, and then we turned back around here because we were starting to get to some obstacles. So then we flew right over a runway. We did our stalls, I think. Yes. So I think we did our power off stall. That went okay. Cross controlled stall, I think went okay. I think that's what that is right there. We did our lazy 8s. And I think we just, what's the word? Kismetically? No, that's not the correct word. We had a crosswind for our lazy 8, so yay. Went like so. Oh god. I knew it. But anyway, the one thing is yeah, the this side was a little bit more this side, but if you look at the reference line from here, it's a little bit better. And then we went like Oh, we figured out our ground speed to figure out where the wind was. That's what that square is. So then we do you mind? There's a bug in here. Sorry. So we did our steep spiral. We started here and took us a little bit to get going, and then once we got into that spiral, these were better. I think that initial 45-degree bank was a little bit much, and that's why we ended up going that way. And then we... Ooh. But now I'm like, if we were headed this way, why are we now headed this way? I don't know what the heck. Gosh darn it. I'll have to look back on that one. And then we... Oh, yes. And then at that point, we did our emergency stuff. Yeah. Emergency stuff. So, engine fire, steep, or emergency descent, and then landed, or almost pretended, sort of, aimed, simulated our landing on this road here, took off again, came back around to go back up here to go find a good spot for our rectangular course. However, should have just gone around in here. And I did. I noticed that there was this big long bit right here. But I don't know. That is why. Make sure you pick out your points, pick out your references, and actually understand where they are at all times. However, tis what tis. We got into it, got a little bit wide on each of these, actually. Need a little bit more work on our crosswind correction. Exited at about the right spot, which is good. And then we came back here. Oh god, I'm sorry. Found our spot here. Came around to get into our downwind and did our 8. Did our 8. This one came out a little bit. Could have come in this way a bit more. But that's okay. I did notice that we were a little low to begin with. Our pivotal altitude that we calculated it was a little lower than what it ended up actually being. So something to keep in mind. Came in here, was a little close here. That's probably why we overshot. Did our short field landing, which was, I think, pretty okay. Again, could have been a little bit closer to the mark, but I think, again, within standards. Did our normal takeoff. Did our pattern. Came back around. Normal landing. Taxied off. And taxied in. So yeah. That's... Oh, so now we have to... Sorry. Now we have to pop our notepad up there again. Notepad. Where is the notepad? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Let me know if you can't see that. But we're just going over making sure we actually got what we actually hit all our points. So normal / crosswind, we didn't have any crosswind, so we just did normal. Short field, normal, crosswind for takeoffs and landings. We were gonna do power off 180, but I gotta go to bed, so we left that. Fundamentals of flight: straight climbs, climbing turns, performance maneuvers, steep spiral, lazy 8s, Ground reference maneuvers, I could highlight these. Sorry. 8's on pylons, rectangular course. Slow flight, stalls, power off, cross controlled. Basic turns to headings, or basic instrument maneuvers, turns to headings. Emergency approach and landing systems, equipment malfunctions. Post flight. Yeah. There it all is. Is there any image in this here? It looks kind of like a robot. Big old square head with a robot with a little robot dog, maybe. With maybe little shoes on his little robot feet. Clapping with his little robot hands. I don't. All right. Okay. Little nav map going off. And that should be it. Yeah. Sorry. You don't need to lock your car. Why would you lock your plane? Like someone just going to come fly it away. Well, if they can afford the gas, they can. Fair enough. Talk about a random Alaska. Heard of the story when the guy stole Alaska. Oh, yeah, Alaska -8 for a joyride. -8s don't have keys either. Oh no. It was almost a perfect example. All right. So I have no IRL updates as of the moment. I'll turn this off. We'll start looking for somebody to raid this thing. Make sure I don't have anything that's gonna pop up strangely. That is all good. And that is good. Okay. Yes, looking for somebody to raid. Yes, so I don't have any no IRL updates, so that's good there. We will fly next Tuesday. Barring changes, we'll let you know. On my Discord. And again, some point want to get back to Sundays with other random games. Some point want to get back to Thursdays with reading. Currently Sherlock, or we were doing Sherlock. So yeah, so that. And then but for now we're just doing our flyings. Working on getting to Checkride. This one might be good. We'll probably maybe go here. Other than that, yeah, I should have more to talk about next week, but we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna go here. Let me look. I have to figure out how to get to the raid thing. Thanks for oh god, sorry, I can't speak. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here. Catch you next time. Thank you. Looking forward to it. Yeah, we're just keeping on until such time. Yeah. Going here. That one. All right. Boom. All right, we're ready to do that. 2 a.m. there. Sleep well. You as well. I will. I will be going to bed. You guys have fun. It looks like a fun one. It's somebody new. 2 flight sim. And I remember those days. It's fun to see it from the other side now. Even though I don't fly all that much different. than I did then. But yes, spread the love, have a good time. And oh, frick, god dang it. Sorry. I got out of it accidentally. There. But yes, I will be going to bed. So you guys have fun. 3 p.m. there. Time to go find some beer. Hey, sounds like an excellent time. Have a good night, you as well. Great stream as always. Thank you. I do. I appreciate that, and I do. I appreciate you all so much. So to whoever got lost and found their way here or found their way back, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I always have a good time, and thank you guys for the follows. Thank you all for whoever has stuck around for as long as you have. I do. It's always a good time, and I can never say thank you enough. And yeah, if I forgot anything, brain is mush. Hopefully, I'll be earlier next time, but we know how that goes. So yeah, I think that's it. But if I forgot anything, I apologize. But until next time, yeah, all the good things. Have a great whatever it's going to be for you. Hope to see you again soon. Again, should be Tuesday. We'll let you know if not. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great time in the raid. And bye. And I forgot how this works. So good at this. Bye. Thanks.